Hey everyone, and welcome to this brand new episode of the Crypto Intel. My name is Mark, and in this episode, we're going to be checking out the TRON TRX. And it's currently definitely a good buy, and I will explain why. Although, if you are holding the TRX coin, be sure to hit that notification bell, press subscribe, because I will be reviewing the TRX a lot. As you know, it's a very popular coin on Binance and in the crypto space itself. So, by the way, I've been also flipping since 2017. So I was actually making all of my money with the Tron. This is a backstory for me. I started off with 300 bucks back when it was worth absolutely dust. And back in the days when it blew up, when the Bitcoin was rising to its top, I was looking at my smartphone and I was looking at $34,000. And I was like, okay, what do I do with this? Oh my God, I don't know what to do. And back in the days, like I didn't know, I don't want to say any swear words, but basically I didn't know anything about crypto. And this is a lesson learned in an extremely hard way for me. I basically lost everything because I didn't know how to tether myself to the stable coins out there. For example, the USDT. Back in the days, I was thinking like, oh no, I have to take out, the balance from Binance and kind of transfer it over to like a machine, an ATM machine with bitcoins and whatever. And I didn't want to do that, so I just let it be at the top, at the 34,000 bucks. And at some point it dropped and I pretty much lost everything. I went back like to the 300 bucks back in the days, of course. So, a big mistake. Like for people that don't know how to, cash out, it's important that you learn how to cash out, because if you don't know how to do that, you're stuck and you will lose absolutely everything. So let me know in the comments if you have already had a similar experience back when you were starting. I'm curious to know if that's the case. And hit that like button if you agree with this video, with whatever's coming, and hit that dislike button if you don't agree with me. Let me know why in the comments. I'm very curious to know why you would disagree. So let's have a look at what's going on with the Tron. Currently, the pricing prediction for this coin is based on the years of experience that I have flipping coins, and I do anywhere from 30 to 40 flips per day, and I can do around 1% to 2% per flip. So basically, this brings me in 30 to 40% in a day in gains. So I definitely want to teach you how to do that. Be sure to not miss out and subscribe. Guys, here's what's going on with the Tron. As you can see, it has a 90 million 24-hour volume trade volume, which is, considerate, definitely a considerable amount. It's traded a lot right now because it is a good price for the Tron. It has finished its bubble and the bubble burst twice. The bubble was on a long term, so you can see the bubble number one, the bubble number two. Um, this is very unfortunate because probably a lot of people in here went through what I went back in 2017. Although, you know, this is definitely a good coin to hold on the long term. Now, people are extremely unsure right here, and you can clearly see that, right? But here's the thing, it's currently actually bouncing off this trend line that you can clearly see. It's well defined. So it's just bouncing and bouncing. So in general, the Tron is actually a very bullish coin. The thing is that when it starts pumping, everyone gets on the bandwagon because everyone knows what the Tron is, right? Everyone knows what it is. Like, when you talk about crypto, almost the first thing that people think about is the Tron, the Verge, the Ripple, the Cardano, all of the coins that were there in 2017, back when Binance listed, the major coins, and when CoinMarketCap was starting to list all of these coins. So these were the coins that had the best partnerships with Binance, and because of that, they had a lot of publicity. And because of that, well, tons of news outlets started talking about these coins that were costing only like 6 cents, 2 cents, whatever. And this is where they boomed. So, boom bust cycles are quite normal. But right now, what we're looking at is actually a stabilization of the coin itself. So what's going to happen here is a reversing trend. So it had a breakout. Let me just show you what I mean. Um, okay, so whoops, yeah. Okay, so this part right here was extremely bearish. As so this part, obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out, right? So this was a slump, and now you finally have a breakout right here. So you got yourself a breakout. Plus, you got all of these people that sold, so they represent less danger right now for the traders. As you can see right now, the volume of the purchases is quite low, so there's not a lot of weight that is put on to the newcomers. Basically, because of this price stabilization, this is really good news for the TRON investors. If you are new to the TRON, this is the right time to get in. Obviously, for the holders, like if you are actually a flipper, this might be a danger zone because there is no flipping around. You can see that the price is very stable. So it's going to be very difficult to flip unless, of course, there's some price variations going on, but you can clearly see that nothing's happening. It's going up and down, but on a very, very small percentage point. So it's not too interesting for flippers. But for the holders out there, this is definitely a good coin because it has been running well since the past few days. As you can see, like it's really on a good path. It's rather stable, anywhere between 8 to 6 cent to the dollar. So still very very affordable as a coin. And as you can see, it is currently actually going through this negotiation phase where people are like very very unsure about its price because it might actually fall and then it might actually stabilize because it has to have this pattern of stability for the coin to actually pump. If there's no stability, traders are extremely wary of all of this situation, and then what they do is that they hold off from doing the investment. Like I would be kind of worried right now about the Tron, like because I'm a flipper and I'm not a holder, so I wouldn't kind of go into this market right now. Like if we look back, it still has some place to fall. So we're talking about probably the next support level at 4 cents. So this would be a good time for a flipper to get in because then you would have a price stabilization going on and then the pump will happen. So pump, you sell at the top and then you wait for the middle to hit or approximately the low middle depending on how the Bitcoin fares, of course. Uh, so basically, like, it's hard to tell, but for the flippers, unfortunately, I would be cautious. So I wouldn't necessarily do a statement or a prediction for the flippers because there is no price consensus so far. Like it's gonna be jumping up and down like this for an unknown period of time and with very little variations. As for the holders, well, if you're in on the long term, definitely a good time. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a crypto enthusiast, so be sure to do your own research. Do not blame me for your losses. You have to form your own opinion and your own research. I'm just giving you my experience about what I know since 4 years of trading, so that you can at least, criticize me and maybe not make the same decision as I do and get some wins. Hopefully for you, that would be great. But on my side, this is what I would do. So for entertainment purposes, this is what I recommend. So basically, you can see that there's definitely a huge future for the Tron. You can see that it's extremely bullish right now since a long period of time. So this trend might be picking up. Of course, it can also be easily destroyed by the Bitcoin price. So if the Bitcoin price actually slumps, well, then all of the altcoins go into the garbage and they become less expensive. So you get to have more coins. But for that, you have to predict if the Bitcoin is actually going to slump or not. And for that, you have to be very wary of the news coming out about the Bitcoin. So things like, China cracking down on the miners, Elon Musk being used as a puppet for the different pricing. you know, Like everything's dumped onto the poor Elon Musk. Like every time something happens to the BTC now, it's his face that appears on CNN, on your smartphone. He's overly used and abused in the crypto space. It's insane. I know he's one of the backers of the Dogecoin team, um, but still, like Elon Musk does something, boom, the price changes, and then everyone blames him. Like, stop blaming Musk. He's not the crypto guy. He's not, Satoshi Nakamoto. He's Elon Musk. And be careful with that. Like, don't go with the sheep flow of things. Like, go against the grain. Be the black sheep in the market. Guys, if you agree with me, let me know. Press like, press dislike. If you don't, you can tell me, Mark, that doesn't make sense, and tell me why. Here's the thing, though. You can see for multiple days how the TRON is faring, and it's faring pretty damn well, if you ask me. And I will be reviewing the TRON rather often. And right now, what I can tell you for the upcoming days, you can clearly see what's going on here. It's gonna dump right here. So let me just zoom in. All right. So it had this jump, and then expect stabilization around the 70, 76 mark. And then at that point, we don't know what will happen. Just normally when this happens, either it slumps or it just explodes like crazy. And normally it would explode probably to the next support level. So we're talking about this level right here, where all of the holders are going to start selling because they want to absorb losses. All right, guys, so let me know what you think. I think that the TRON is still to be reviewed in the coming days. We need to see some action. Right now, there's no action. So it's very difficult to say. But after it explodes or it slumps, then we can do our predictions with much more clarity. All right, guys, so let me know what you think, and see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.